Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel, and welcome to another post NFL draft rebuild here on Madden 24. That is right. We are begrudgingly taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And I say begrudgingly because they drafted a quarterback that personally I don't think is going to be very successful in the league. And yes, maybe that is a little bit of my Ohio State bias because I watched a lot of this man play football, mainly hate watching, but I still watched. I watched a lot of football from this quarterback, and I also watched Meat Chicken. Yes, I'm going to refer to them as Meat Chicken for a lot of this video, so get used to it. I watched them hold up a championship trophy at the end of the season, even though I didn't really watch the game because I just couldn't bring myself to watch them win because I knew they were going to win. I couldn't bring myself to watch it, so I just watched on Twitter and saw them actually hold it. So, hopefully, because they cheat, they will get that taken away. Most likely they won't. I don't think that they actually will get it taken away. But you can hope. So, I'm going to put all that bias away. I'm going to put all that hatred for that team away for now, and we're going to focus on the NFL. Once you're in the NFL, it's different, because as you guys know, I'm a Patriots fan. The greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL played for the Patriots and also played for that team, so in the NFL, it's different. You don't think about that when you're in the NFL, for the most part. So you got to put all that away, focus on the team, and try to make this Minnesota Viking team as good as possible. Obviously, I've been beating around the bush a little bit. The quarterback is J.J. McCarthy. That's right, J.J. McCarthy. He is the number 8 quarterback taken? Number 10 quarterback taken? Oh, no, I think it's number 10, because I think Michael Penix was number 8, so I think he was number 10. Number 10 quarterback taken, not the number 10 quarterback taken, the 10th pick in the draft. He was taken by the Minnesota Vikings. We'll see how it works, man. I watched a lot of McCarthy games over his time as the starter and in college, and he's mobile. That's good. He can move. His decision-making's good enough. His arm's not amazing. It's good. It's a college arm. It's a good college arm. He's a fine college quarterback, is what I've got to say. That's the nice thing I got to say. He's a fine college quarterback. So we'll see how he does in the NFL. I'm assuming that the coaches, Kevin O'Connell, all the boys are going to put him in the best positions to succeed, obviously. He's got the best situation out of everybody that's been drafted, other than probably Caleb Williams, because Caleb Williams does have a very good situation he's going into. McCarthy's probably got the best situation out of everybody. He's got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison to throw to as receivers, 2 of the better wide receivers, and Justin Jefferson being one of the best wide receivers in the entire league. He's got TJ Hawkinson to throw to at tight end. He's got a very solid offensive line. He's got a great running back now in Aaron Jones. His defense is better than average. So JJ McCarthy, if he can just manage the games like he did in college, Vikings are probably going to be pretty good this year. They got a very good situation. They're one of the better setup teams, kind of like Atlanta was with when we did the Michael Penix rebuild. They're kind of very, very set up, and that's how you're going to be when you're picking not top of the draft. I mean, 10's still pretty high, but the Vikings were a good team already. And they have now their quarterback. At least they hope their quarterback. So let's get into this video. Let's rebuild the Minnesota Vikings and get them a Super Bowl, their first ever Super Bowl. They've played in a Super Bowl before, I think, right? Has Minnesota never played in a Super Bowl? I know they got to a couple NFC championships. I think Brett Favre got them there, and I think the Minneapolis Miracle wasn't a NFC title game, obviously, because they would have went to the Super Bowl then. I think it was a divisional round game, or maybe it was a wild card game. I can't remember. I know that they've had some bad playoff losses, that's for sure. They've had a couple. I think Blair Walsh is a name that Vikings fans groan at and have heart palpitations over. I think they've had. And I know they've had at least a couple NFC Championship appearances, but I don't think they've ever played in a Super Bowl. Not that I can remember. I'm trying to go back in the databases. Maybe in the 80s they played in one? With, like, the Purple People Eaters? Maybe that was the 90s. They were the Purple People. I don't know. They were the Purple People Eaters at some point. But I don't think they ever played in Super Bowl. Huh, whatever. Doesn't matter. We're going to try to get them a Super Bowl here in this rebuild. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy. We've only got one more left of this post-draft rebuild where we do the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix. So look out for that one in the future. Let's get the Minnesota Vikings a Super Bowl championship and hopefully turn J.J. McCarthy into a very, very good quarterback. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get started. As mentioned previously, this Minnesota Vikings team is set up to be very good this year, and now with a mobile quarterback more so than Kirk Cousins, obviously. J.J. McCarthy is our guy. He's going to start out with normal development because I don't think that J.J. McCarthy in Madden 25 will have will have a development trait. I think Caleb Williams has superstar. I think Drake May and Jaden Daniels both have star, and then I think everybody else, every other quarterback has normal development. So that's just my prediction for what the development traits will be for the new game. So I'm not going to give J.J. McCarthy any development trait for this season. We are rocking with a different roster than I used for the 3 previous videos, the top 3 guys. I am using the same roster for that I used for the Michael Penix video. So, and I'll probably use the same roster for the Bo Nix rebuild as well. It's the most up-to-date roster that I could find on the community share, so I'm hoping that it works. And yes, it's a combination of this year's rookies and last year's rookies. That's just the way that we are in the limbo between 24 and 25. You got to combine the rosters. There's no other way around it. So Jordan Addison is still a rookie, but so is J.J. McCarthy. But he's got a great team around him. He's obviously got Addison. He's got Justin Jefferson. I want N'Keal Harry to be a factor in this. Obviously, as a Patriot fan, I know the struggles that N'Keal Harry brought to the team, and he sucked. And he still does suck, and I don't think he'll get a lot of playtime in Minnesota. Maybe he will. Who knows? But I kind of want him to develop. I don't think he will because I think that these 2 guys right here, Addison and Jefferson, are obviously going to be the 2 main targets. But we'll see. We've got Aaron Jones, who comes over from the rival Green Bay Packers, which is pretty crazy. We've obviously got Hawkinson. We've got 2 of the best tackles in the league, in Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. So the tackle position's done for the video. As long as we can re-sign both of them, that's done. We need to obviously you need to get a left guard because this is just not going to cut it. Center could be good. Bradbury is a fine enough center with star development. That's going to help out. And Ingram, I think, is also going to be good enough. Ed Ingram, 1 year in the league, 24 years old. He probably will be able to get it done. Maybe we draft another guard that has development trait. That's the only thing that I could see changing. But the offensive line in general is just pretty much already finished for us. We don't have to do too much on that. Defense will have to adjust. We've got Dallas Turner. We've got Harrison Phillips. But Harrison Phillips, I think, is over 30 now. So we might have to replace him. Lynch is not going to be an option for us. We're going to have to add a couple centers. Is this Malachi Blackman? Is that his name? Mekhi Blackman. That's right. Okay. So we're going to have to get Mekhi Blackman involved. Hopefully he can turn into something. I'm actually going to start him over Shaquille Griffin just to hopefully make him have a good season, have a good rookie year. Well, we're going to have to add another corner, if not 2. We're probably going to have to add a couple linebackers because I don't know if these linebackers are going to be able to get it done. So the defense is probably going to need a little bit more work than the offense does, and that's usually how it goes in these rebuilds. The defense usually needs a little bit more work than the offense does. I like Cam Bynum. I like Lewis Seen. I like Harrison Smith, but he is a little bit older at this point. We'll see how he regresses. The rest of the team looks pretty good, though. I like the way that the spot that we're in. We're not going to use any real-life rosters. We're not going to use the 2025 roster or anything like that. We're just going to use the 2025 draft class, I mean. We're just going to use the normal auto-generated draft classes, and we are going to simulate the season 1, see how both Jordan Addison and J.J. McCarthy's rookie years go, and we will see, hopefully, I don't think I changed the playbooks. Maybe I did. I don't remember when I set it up. No, I didn't. Okay. I didn't think I changed them, but we're going to see how he rocks with, we got 96%, 95%. That's the highest I've had in a long time for both the offense and defense scheme fits. But we're going to rock with Minnesota's playbooks. Minnesota's playbooks do pretty well in simulation. We'll see how they do with this one. So I'll see you guys at week 8 when we can start doing all the scouting stuff, and hopefully we're in a good spot when we get there. We made it to week 8, and we're not having that great of a beginning to J.J. McCarthy's year. 2-5 is not it. But I do want to show you something because I did look at this before I brought you back in. We have revealed Jordan Addison to be star development, not a shocker there. But Mekhi Blackmon has gone to star development. He had a breakout scenario, and he got it. So Mekhi Blackmon has already gone from normal to star in 8 weeks. So I'm really liking the progression that we've got from the young rookie. I'm really hoping that we don't have to worry about corner too much, or at least starting corner, because we've got that locked up with Blackmon and in the whole group. So I like the way that we're working there. National focus, I don't even know what my national... Oh, it's like corner and quarterback. Well, we don't need a quarterback because we got JJ. But the strength of the class is corner, so I guess we'll use it. Might as well. I'm not going to waste my national focus on some other position that's not going to get us as high percentage. So we'll do that. I didn't even look at the scout. Is the scouting, or is the draft class good? We've got a top wide receiver. Very interesting. It's a receiver and then a couple quarterbacks. This right tackle has the potential to be legendary. I wonder if we can move him to guard. Probably. It's Madden. Why not? There's also Landry Hendricks, who's a top corner in the class. This could be a very defensive class, it looks like, at least at the top. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I can't wait to get to week 11 and find out more about that right tackle. Very curious about him. We need to hope that J.J. McCarthy continues to play somewhat good. We need to hope that Mekhi Blackmon continues to play very good. And Dallas Turner has a breakout scenario. He's normal development as well. So I wonder if he will get up to star development against the Falcons. We did beat the Packers, who I think were undefeated. I'm pretty sure they were. Let's see if we can get this. So we didn't beat the Falcons, but let's see if Dallas Turner... Dallas. All you needed was one of anything, and you could have went up. That would have been huge to have Dallas Turner be a development trade. I haven't even given one look at the negotiations yet. I don't know who needs a new contract. I don't know what it is. We beat the Saints 9-7. That's a gross game. We are winning a few games, though. I like that. I like that a lot. But now we make it to week 11. We've got the focus players. I'm going to use one on that right tackle because I'm just super curious to see how good he is. I'm also pretty curious about Joe Rayford. Kind of want to know how good he is. But I'm very curious about... What's his name? Bradley Hufftailing? I don't know if I can say your name. That is a wild name. I'm going to use on the receiver. I'm just too curious as to how good he is. And then I'm probably going to go defensive line, because that seems to be a bigger need than more of the other positions, more so. Is there going to be a good D tackle later on? There could be. Looks like it could be a decently deep class. This guy's 6'6", 310. That's a huge, in tall metrics, that's a huge D tackle. We'll use it on him. Very curious about that right tackle, though. Even though I can't say his name. Can we beat the Denver Broncos? They're only a one-win team. I hope that we can. That would be kind of embarrassing. We can't beat them. And we can't beat them. It's kind of embarrassing. Okay. We're not very good. I have noticed that. I thought we'd be a little bit better. I thought we'd be above 500. But it looks like we are not. I do want to take a look at that right tackle since we have a little bit more information on him. We got to 80% on the receiver. Is he anywhere worth trading up for? Probably. He doesn't have elite speed, but he looks like a very good receiver. What about this right tackle? Is this right tackle? It's only 55%. Oh, did it not work again? Oh, God, this game sucks sometimes, man. It's only 55% on him. Sometimes it doesn't work for some reason. I don't know what it is. It sucks. But that's okay. Negotiations. $80 million. Van Ginkel at 28 years old. Sam Darnold's not coming back for $22 million, that's for sure. Okay, so it's not that bad this year. Did I say Aaron Donald? Oh, my God. I thought that said Aaron Donald for a second. Darrisaw will accept his option, although we probably should just give him an extension so that we can lock him up without having to worry about paying him crazy money. CJ Ham will probably bring back just because he's CJ Ham, but it's not that crazy of a year for renegotiations. Blake Cashman's weird. Jonathan Grenard, $86 million. Are you kidding me, Jonathan? Are you kidding me? You're a fine player. You're not $86 million. That's insane. I didn't even see that number when I first scrolled past it. I'll give Van Ginkel a 4-year deal. We'll go 4.5 and 4.5 and see if he accepts that. He's going to come back. And then we'll go... I'll offer Blake Cashman a 3-year contract. We'll go 3.5 and 3. And he's going to come back. And then I will go and offer... I'll give CJ Ham a contract just because I like CJ Ham. 2-year deal, $3 million, $2 million. He's going to come back. And then we'll go and give the kicker a contract just because I don't really want to have to bother with a kicker. So we'll give him a 7-year contract. We'll pay him 1.5, 1.5, and he's going to come back. Perfect. Now, I could just reject the 5th-year option on Christian Darrisaw. I can't. I have to wait till the end of the season to do that. Okay, I was going to say I can't. I could just reject it right now. Or I guess I could go into the... I could probably go into the salaries and just give him a new contract, right? Can I do that way? View player card. No, okay. I can't just give him a unless I go and edit his contract manually. I can't just naturally give him a new contract. So we'll do that at the end of the season. Hopefully we can turn this around. I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have a top pick in the draft. Although let me take a look at my picks because obviously this is last year's draft picks. So okay, we do have our own 1st round pick. We don't have a 3rd round pick, which is kind of upsetting, but we'll make it work. At least we have our first 2. We have our 1st round pick and our 2nd round pick, so that should be good. I don't know how I want to do. I kind of want to be bad, but not too bad where JJ McCarthy doesn't develop. We might have to look into changing the playbooks, probably either to Buffalo, Kansas City. We know Kansas City's amazing. That'll obviously get JJ McCarthy to work really well, and it'll make TJ Hawkinson work really well. That'll probably be the go-to. We know Dallas is pretty good. Atlanta's is even decently good. But we're going to stick with Minnesota's for right now, and then probably next year we'll go to Kansas City just to kind of speed up the process of JJ McCarthy getting good. We'll see how he does in the Minnesota playbook, and then we'll figure it out there. I will see you guys at the end of year number 1 with the results of JJ McCarthy's rookie year. End of season 1, we finished with a record of 7-10, so not as bad as it could have been, but that's kind of the dangerous territory of no man's land where you don't really want to be. You're not good enough to make the playoffs, but you're not bad enough to be a top pick in the draft. You're kind of just treading water. And that's not really where we want to be, so I think next year we will move the playbook to Kansas City, kind of speed up the process of JJ in the NFL. But he did have a pretty good year in the Viking playbook. 3,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, 14 picks. Threw probably a little bit too many, but we'll see how he develops later on. 1,000 yards for Aaron Jones and 8 touchdowns. That's good to see. 1 touchdown on the ground for JJ. Addison and Jefferson both had 1,000-yard seasons. That's nice to see. That'll obviously change once we switch playbooks. 4 touchdowns for Addison, 7 for Jefferson, 2 for Hawkinson. N'Keal Harry had 4 touchdowns as well. That's hilarious. Defensively, Blake Cashman delivered with 121 tackles. That's awesome to see. Mekhi Blackman, man, 98 tackles and 3 picks. That's a very solid season from the young rookie. I'm very excited about him. He could easily be our number 1 corner in the future. Very easily. Harrison Smith, 90 tackles. Brian Asamoah, 81. Murphy had 76. He could certainly pass by Murphy, that's for sure. Tackle for loss leader was Grenard with 16. I want to bring Grenard back, but for $86 million, I'm not doing that. I'm just simply not going to do that. That's way too much money. Maybe when we get to free agency, we can offer him a different contract, but I'm just not bringing him that much money. Dallas Turner had a decent season. He also led the team in sacks as a rookie. Maybe that'll move him up to star. I hope so. It would be very helpful if Dallas Turner had star development. He might have a development trait in the new game. I didn't think about that, but it's already too late now, so it doesn't matter. Shaquille Griffin had 2, and a couple guys had 1. So the Viking playbook seems to not be super good with interceptions, but maybe that's just a one-year fluke. Who knows? We didn't make the playoffs at 7-10, so we can get straight to the off-season. See if any of our guys won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Maybe Jordan Addison did. Maybe, I don't think J.J. McCarthy did. That's not a lot of yards and not a lot of touchdowns, so I'm assuming he didn't win it, but maybe Mekhi Blackman won Defensive Rookie of the Year. That'd be pretty awesome. It's the Packers and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's a weird one. You don't usually see the Packers in year number 1 be in the Super Bowl. Usually it's like the Cowboys or the Cowboys usually is who it is. But it looks like the Chiefs destroyed them 35-23, so it doesn't really matter who was in the championship game against them. Mahomes gets the MVP. Dak wins MVP of the league. So now we know we're in a video game. Pacheco is the offense player of the year. Chris Jones is the defense player of the year. The Chiefs destroyed the awards this year. They must have had an amazing season because Rashee Rice also wins offensive rookie of the year because that's how Madden works. And Jared Verse wins the defense player of the year. So we had 1 from each rookie class. I guess that's good. A little bit of separation, a little bit of equality, showing love to both classes. But now we get to the offseason. We have to do the Christian Darrisaw contract. I might just accept it, because now he's not interested. He was super interested during the season, but now he's not interested, so I might just accept it to make it easier. I was going to withdraw and then give him the contract next, or just re-sign or sign him to a new contract, but now that he's not interested, I'm probably not going to do that, so I'll just accept his 5th-year option. That's totally fine. Grenard is now down to 76, so he's dropped $10 million in his asking price. I'm not going to pay that, because you're not worth that much money. No disrespect. You know what? I don't care. Disrespect. You're not worth that, Jonathan Grenard. And we'll let everybody else walk. Sam Darnold can go play for some other bummy team. We're not the bummy team you're going to come play for. Especially not for, what was he asked for, $20 million, something like that? No, thank you, ma'am. Gabe Davis is a top receiver in the class. He's the top player in the class. Oh, I love Willie Gay. Oh, I love Willie Gay. There's Jonathan Grenard. He's got 4 teams asking him. Steven Nelson. There's ooh. Bryce Huff is also here? Okay, we're spending some money. I'm going to offer Bryce Huff a 5-year contract for $7 million and $8 million. And I'm going to offer Willie Gay a 6-year contract for $10 million and $10 million. And hopefully both those guys come to play for the team. So we're battling with the Titans for Willie Gay, and we are battling with the Raiders. So I'm going to withdraw the offer on Bryce Huff and add more money to it. It was a 5-year deal. We're probably going to have to go closer to $10 million. I'd probably say 9 at the start, and then we can obviously raise it up even more if we need to. And then I'll give him 10 on his bonus. Hopefully that... What are the Raiders asking for? Or what are they offering him? Oh, the Raiders are giving him a crazy contract. I don't know if I can pay him much more than what I'm giving him. I mean, I obviously can. I just don't know if I want to. The Raiders must be giving him a crazy contract. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know if we should go after him. Gabe Davis being here would fix our wide receiver. Not fix, but it would solidify our wide receiver program. Not program, position for the entirety of this video. Cesar Ruiz is always here. I guess I could just turn him to a left guard. The only other viable pass rusher in this free agency class is Cleveland Farrell, and I'm not going to go after him. So I don't know what I want to do. Malik Harrison's available. There's a couple good corners in this class. I might offer... I mean, Dane Jackson wants to be here more than C.J. Henderson. C.J. Henderson's only 25. I feel like he's been in the league forever. But he's only 25. I might offer him a sneaky little contract. Because I do like him. I think he's a very good player. At least in Madden he is. The safeties are fine. And then we're back to... I might offer Cesar Ruiz, I guess. Moving to left guard. And then the left guard... And then the offensive line is pretty much finished. But I don't know if we're going to get Bryce Huff. I just don't know. I can't really pay him much more than what I'm already offering him. So I'm going after Willie Gay, Bryce Huff, Cesar Ruiz, and C.J. Henderson. Maybe I should withdraw the offer on Bryce Huff and put it on Gabe Davis. Although we don't need... Do we need a third amazing receiver? No. I'll keep it... I'll keep going after Bryce Huff. We'll withdraw the offer, and then I'll go after Bryce Huff with even more money. We'll give him a 6-year deal, and I'll go to $12 million. That'll be my cap. I know that's a lot of money, but I don't know what the Raiders are paying him. I want to be competitive with the Raiders, so I'll offer him 12 and 12, and I'm hoping that is comparative to what the... Okay, so at least we're on the same level with the Raiders. He might still pick the Raiders, but at least we're on the same level. I'm hoping Willie Gay accepts our offer too. Everybody signed. Hopefully they all sign with us. We had 4 offers. Let's see if we have 4 players here. We have 4 players here. We got all of them. I was a little bit worried about Bryce Huff, but I think that extra $12 million, bumping it up to $12 million, is the linchpin, the thing that pushed it over the edge. That helps the team a whole lot. We add this to the team, so now Cesar Ruiz will play left guard. Bradbury will play center. Then we've got Ingram playing right guard. JJ McCarthy, we're going to switch. Let's just do it now. Let's just switch to the Kansas City playbook so I don't forget about it. We'll switch to Kansas City, and I'll stay in Minnesota's defense, I guess. We'll see if that is any better. But we don't need another receiver. We have 2 that are fine. We don't need another receiver, unless we draft one. And then we add Willie Gay to the linebacking core, so that moves Van Ginkel over to the side. We have Dallas Turner now paired up with Bryce Huff. I like that. Mekhi Blackman now becomes our number 1 corner. We add C.J. Henderson into the team, so now we're looking really good at corner. I like the way the team is looking. I really do. That was a good free agency. Now we just need to see what we do in the draft. I don't know what our draft pick is. I'm hoping that it's like 15 or something in the low teens, maybe. I don't think I'm going to get that lucky because I'm assuming there was a lot of bad teams this year. I don't know that for sure, but I'm hoping there wasn't. That'd be hilarious if we had like a 7-win team and we got the first overall pick, but obviously we didn't because the Bears were worse than us. So they're obviously a lot better of a pick than we do. But we'll take a look at this mock draft number 5 and see what we got. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, something we can work with. The Raiders are projected number 1. This right tackle's freaking projected number 2. It's not worth it. He does look pretty good. If his pass block was an A, we'd definitely be all over him. We are projected number 8. That's huge because we're right above this corner, Landry Hendricks, who looks pretty good. Do we need another corner though? We just got a corner in C.J. Henderson. I guess if he's worth it, like if he's good enough. Here's that number 1 pick. Here's that receiver. We would be in position to grab him. The number 8 pick is great because we're not in a spot where we have to like have pressure to trade down or anything, but we're in a good position to take somebody that we actually do want. I'm going to do this on this receiver because I want to know exactly how good he is. I also want to do it on this corner, and then I will do my last one on probably some sort of linebacker because that's another position that we could use some help with. So let's do it on Tim Simpson because he looks to be at least potential to be pretty good. So we'll scout those guys, and I will also spend my staff points so that we can possibly trade up or down if we need to. So we'll go over here and buy all of this stuff. I think with over 200 points, we should be able to buy everything we need. We might be a little bit short. We're just a little bit short. We're 17 points away from that final smooth talker, but that's okay because we got enough to be able to trade up if we need to. I don't think we will, though. I don't think we need to trade up. I think we're good with where we are. Let's advance the week, find out the true talent of those players. At least we'll find out the true talent of the corner. We might find out the true talent of the receiver. I'm not 100% sure. Mock draft number 5. The true talent of the receiver is the corner's top 5, the receiver's round 1, and then we did it on that middle linebacker, so he's not going to be in here. But the corner being top 5 annoys me because you know I can't resist a top 5 corner. I'm a sucker. I'm a slut for top 5 corners. Love them. I don't know if I can pass on that. This receiver, Joe Rayford, does look pretty good. I can't deny that. He does look pretty good. But Landry Hendricks, 6'2", man-to-man with elite speed, 4.3 speed. You're killing me, man. I'm taking him. I don't care. I know that we just signed C.J. Henderson. We have a really good group of guys at corner. A lot of good depth at corner. I'm not passing up on a top 5 corner with elite speed, 4.3 speed. That's insanity. So if he's there at 8, we're taking him. Right now, the mock draft, or the draft is going exactly how the mock draft said it would, which is usually how it goes. The draft doesn't usually shy away too much from the actual mock draft. All right, so he hasn't got taken. I'm taking. I'm not passing up on a top 5 true talent corner. Landry and he's got a great name. Landry Hendricks, welcome to the team. 95 speed at 6'2". This man is a freaking stud. The drafting god is back. That dude is unbelievable. Absolute insanity. What a pick. And the guy that we were projected to take, Bob Hightower, at number 8 overall, is still here in the second round. Man, the mock draft tried to sell me. That is crazy. They're trying to sell the life out of me. Who's this? Joe Daniels, 6'6", 304. Runs decently well, nothing too crazy. B block shed, B power move, B tackling, A play rec. He looks okay. I don't know if he's going to have a development trait. It's the only problem. To Kobe Cloud? What is with these names? That's a legendary name. Here's one of those linebackers. Carlos Hurst. He's 6'3" with elite speed. Oh, I love elite speed middle linebackers. Oh, I'm also a slut for elite speed linebackers. That's for sure. You guys know that. How does this guy look? Tim Simpson. He got him up to 90%. He only has solid speed. A block shot, A play rec, A stamina. He's a run stopper. What's the other guy? He's a pass coverage guy. Carlos Hurst might be a little bit better than I thought. It's between him and the other guy that I looked at. Who was the other guy that I looked at? It was Joe Daniels. It's between Joe Daniels and what's his face? Carlos Hurst. We just signed Bryce Huff, so we need a middle linebacker more so than we need an edge rusher, so I will take Carlos Hurst. Oh, he's only got normal. Oh, okay. He's still very good. 91 speed, 90 excel, 84 agility. That's still very solid, and he's got good skills. Hopefully his overall is in the mid to high 70s. I think he's still going to be a very good player for us. It just sucks that he doesn't have he only has normal development, because all of my linebackers, except for Van Ginkel, have normal development right now. I could certainly use a receiver. Is there one that's left that's any good? I don't think there is, actually. None of these, unless there's an absolute burner. Sean Wheeler. He's a deep threat. He ran 4.4. He's just fast. That's all he is. Slot receiver Zach Atkinson, 6 foot out of UCF. He skipped the combine. Very interesting. Justin Reed. Okay. Not worth it. Who's this guy? Lonnie Abbott, 6'1" slot guy. We might have missed out if we wanted to get a receiver. Probably should have got him. This dude's 6'6", and he ran a 4.4, 4.42. He's a great kick returner at 6'6". You know what? He's gonna be normal development because he can't catch and he can't run deep routes. But at 6'6", 212, and he ran a 4.42. I'd say that's enough value to take him. 92 speed at 6'6" is kind of insane. So he'll be a nice, and is the 4th round, so it doesn't really matter that much. It'll be a nice little 3rd or 4th receiver in the team. 5th round pick. This will probably be the last pick that I make. We should probably go defensive. Is there another guy that I like? Who's this guy? You got Rashard Cumberland with good speed. Something to work with. Oscar Stapleton, Jadarius McGee. I don't think any of the edge rushers are going to be that good. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. What about a D tackle maybe? Barry Stanton, 6'4". Martez Benson, not really feeling it. You know what? I don't think I'm going to take anybody in this class. I can't really decide. So I'll just let these... Our Air Force running back got drafted. Okay. I'll just let the CPU handle it. We got the guy that I absolutely wanted, which was the corner. The rest of the class is fine. The rest of the class is... It's not amazing, but it's good enough to get the job done. At least that's before I see these overalls. 79 for Hendricks. Hurst is a 74. That's not a bad start. The wide receiver's a 70. That's whatever. They took a couple guys. They took Justin Reed. He ends up being a 72. He's better than the wide receiver that I drafted in the 4th round. Okay. Does he have a development trait? He is 23. He does have a development trait. Justin Reed ended up probably should have been the draft pick that I took. Did we get the best player in the class? We absolutely did. You can't show my face a corner with top 5 talent that has elite speed and expect me to not say I'm taking him. That's just not... It's ingrained in my blood. It's in my DNA. If I see a top 5 true talent corner with elite speed, you can almost 99% say that I'm going to draft him. It's just how it be sometimes. All right, so we've switched to the good old-fashioned Kansas City playbook. Cesar Ruiz is now in the offensive line. The offensive line looks pretty good. So J.J. McCarthy most likely will go up to start development this year. That's usually how it works in the Kansas City playbook. Hawkinson will go up to X Factor most likely. Justin Reed's now in there at wide receiver. He's right there with N'Keal Harry. I might as well just put him number 3 since he's the same overall. Forget about N'Keal Harry. And then we go to the defensive side. We've got Dallas Turner, Bryce Huff. The corners are looking pretty solid. We're going to make Landry Hendricks the number 3 corner, and we're going to make Mekhi Blackman number 1 corner. And we're ready to go. Hopefully we have a better season than 7 wins. I think we will, especially in this Kansas City playbook. So I will see you guys at the end of year number 2 with the results from season number 2. Season 2's wrapped. We improved. Only by a game, but hey, improvement is improvement. It's a 1-game improvement, but look at this. J.J. McCarthy in the Patrick Mahomes offense leads the league in passing yards with 4690 and 36 touchdowns. J.J., you went off. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, this is a guaranteed star development, I would think. He might even win MVP and go up to superstar right away. There's a very good possibility that this happens. Oh my God. Switching from Kansas City, we didn't get the wins I was looking for, but we got the production from our main number 1 guy. Oh my God, this is a crazy season. Aaron Jones had a similar season to what he just did last year. Hawkinson obviously improved a lot because that's what this playbook does. And Addison dropped off slightly, but not too bad. They both had 10 touchdowns, Addison and Jefferson. And then Justin Reed, the rookie, had 2 touchdowns for 700 yards as well. So that's decent receiving stuff. I guess J.J. McCarthy was just slanging the rock. Cashman with 105 tackles. Willie Gay improves to 99, or jumps in there with 99. Tackle for loss leader is Dallas Turner. This dude's a stud. I really hope he goes up in development tree. He needs to. Sack leader was again Dallas Turner. I think that's 8 back-to-back years, if I'm not mistaken. And then a few interceptions, nothing too crazy. Mekhi Blackman. I'm very excited about that man. Very excited about that man. Again, we didn't win any games to get to the playoffs, but that's okay. We'll get there eventually, especially now with JJ's incredible takeoff, his incredible breakout year. All you need to do is switch to Kansas City playbook. You can win as many games as you want. It's facts. It's now the Bills and the Packers, so the Chiefs don't make it, but the Packers are now back-to-back Super Bowl participants. They got blown out by the Kansas City Chiefs last year. Will they get blown out this year? They don't get blown out, but they do go 0 for 2. Buffalo finally gets over the hump and wins a championship. Joshy Poo finally gets his championship. Season recap. He gets the MVP, Josh Allen does. Mahomes gets the MVP of the league and not J.J. McCarthy. Jaden Reed, that's a random one to see offense play of the year, but I guess the Packers just had that crazy of a year. Josh Allen, the defensive Josh Allen, the athletic Josh Allen, he gets defensive player of the year. Luke Maiden, quarterback for the Saints, gets offensive rookie of the year, and Andrew Robinson, linebacker for the Cardinals, gets defensive rookie of the year. Man, that is quite the season. Quite the season. As you can see, you may have noticed, we have $40 million in available cap to work with this offseason. That is very good. Hopefully, I haven't even taken a look at this negotiation list. I don't know who's going to be here. Well, we don't have $40 million anymore. Byron Murphy, Lewis Seen, Aaron Jones. Why couldn't some of these guys spend last year? Okay, well, Justin, we don't have a player with the franchise tag, a quarterback with the franchise tag, apparently. But you're gonna be a Minnesota Viking. I don't care. I'll pay you everything that I can. I could also franchise tag you, but honestly, that's probably more than I would want to pay. So we'll offer him that. He's gonna come back. We now have $960K. Yeah, I guess I could franchise tag one of these guys. I don't know who I would franchise tag. Would I franchise tag Harrison Phillips? Is that the guy out of all these guys that I would franchise tag? We don't necessarily need Byron Murphy anymore because of the corner that we took and of CJ Henderson. So we're kind of cool on that. I guess the best thing that I can do, we have pick 16 now in the draft. The best thing that I can do is just trade these guys for replacements. So we can't get anything crazy for Aaron Jones, so we'll just trade him for a replacement running back. Who's cheap? Who's cheap and decently good? Although it's the Kansas City playbook, so we don't necessarily need anybody crazy good. We could go for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but he's on the last year of his deal. We can't do that. They've got this Mark Mahone guy. The Commanders do. That's interesting. Let's see. Who do I want? Eagles. Man, the running back depth in the NFL is very good. There's a lot of teams with a lot of good players. This dude's an X Factor? The Patriots drafted an X Factor running back? You can have Aaron Jones, man. You can take him. Take Aaron Jones. I'll give you a 2027 second-round pick. They are very stingy on their X Factor running back. We gotta find a way to get this man. Oh, that's a lot of stuff to give up for him. I probably got to give up another player, too. Who's another? We don't have enough money to get either one of these guys, do we? I'll give you Cam Bynum. What about Lewis Cine? No, it's probably got to be Cam Bynum. I'll give you Byron Murphy. I wasn't really planning on trading Byron Murphy in this trade, but that's accepted. So Aaron Jones and Byron Murphy plus a first and a third in 2027 gets us the X Factor running back replacement. I wasn't planning on doing that, but that works for me, I guess. That takes us to minus 410K. So I probably have to trade now the two strong safeties. Or the two free safeties, excuse me. I should be able to do these trades because their money will take it over the thing, right? Yeah, 2.9 million. So we can't go for anybody too crazy at free safety, but we can hopefully get a replacement. Is there a good young guy? Like this guy would be perfect. Micah Pirine. Perfect for what we're looking to do. Oh, but the Browns have negative 146. Are you serious? Cleveland, get your financials in order. What are you doing? I mean, I can't say much, but I'm not negative 143 just yet. Or 146, whatever it was. There's got to be a team out here with a star or better development. Parker Drake. I mean, a 70 overall. Do I want to go that way? That's not super enticing, but it might be my best option. Who in the world is Tony Adams, and why does he look like he got hit with like a freaking... His body shrunk and his head got expanded. What the heck is happening? Tony, why did they... It looks like he got like hit with like a fisheye camera lens, and his head is super massive. What the heck is going on? I've never seen that picture before. Reed Blankenship's superstar now? That's crazy. His cap hit's also not that bad, but he's... Ugh. Is Reed Blankenship a guy that I go after? It is, I guess. Reed Blankenship's our new free safety. He had superstar development. I could pass that up. So, that's cool. I might be a degenerate and freaking franchise tag Harrison Phillips. I'm going to withdraw the offer, so at least I have the choice. I'm probably going to get a little freaky here. Franchise tag, $25 million. My God. But that at least gives me another year to figure out a replacement plan, a backup plan for Harrison Phillips. Maybe that wasn't the smartest idea, because I do think there is a decent D tackle in this class. So maybe it wasn't the smartest idea to go and waste $25 million on Harrison Phillips, but he's still a very good player. I definitely need to get this hometown discount thing so I can get cheaper guys. It's only 5%, but at least it's 5% at the end of the day. That's at least something that'll help me out in the future. Obviously, we can't go to free agency and do anything, so we got to focus on... Oh, I didn't even check to see if JJ had development trade or if anybody had development trade upgrade. I'm assuming TJ Hawkinson now is X Factor. That's usually how it works for tight ends. They have a season in the Kansas City playbook, and they go immediately up to the next development trait. Let's see what happens. What do we got? Yep, we do have X Factor, but JJ's not star? Well, this guy's starting, obviously. I should probably do the generate the best lineup thing. JJ's not star development? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. I'm like shocked. Legit shocked that he's not star development. Defensively, Van Ginkel is superstar, not something I expected. Dallas Turner goes up to star. Hendricks is star. Okay, we can work with that. That's very good. I didn't think Van Ginkel would go up to superstar. That's kind of a pleasant surprise. Oh, okay, so this draft is going to have to be specifically on the defense, I think. We're going to have to definitely focus on the defense. I could certainly use a new D tackle because what are we going to do with Harrison Phillips? He's going to be 30 next year, playing on the franchise tag. We need some better linebackers. The linebackers are good enough to get it done. It's just a matter of, do I want the development traits or not? Okay, so I used it on him. That's right, Sam Graham. Here's that D tackle I was curious about, Terrence Baker. I want to do it on him. What else do I want to do it on? I want to finish up this center because we can move him to guard if we need to. And then I want to probably focus on corner, since we could add another corner, and that would be really, really awesome. Really sick nasty. So let's do it on this freaking guy, Justin Barton. Sure, why the F not? Okay, so hopefully when we simulate to the actual draft, we will see those true talents revealed. Mock draft number 5. We had pick 16, I think, right? Sam Graham's going to go top 5. That's kind of gross. Terrence Barker is a top 8 pick. So we'll have to decide, well, once we simulate to the next week, to the actual draft, we'll have to decide if he's going to be worth it or not. If it says top 5, if it says round 1, he might still be worth it. But if it says top 5, then we're going to do everything we can to get up there. But we'll see what it says. We will see what it says. Prospects, D tackles. What is it? He is round 1 to 2, so he's not as good as what I thought. He's not worth trading up for. That changes some things. I don't know what we're going to do at 16 now. The Falcons have the #1 overall pick. They will use it to take Ralph Carr, somebody to protect Michael Penix. Quentin McGee, Dom Compton, Nick Collins going to the Bears. He's a quarterback. Okay, whatever. Sam Graham, Josh Merritt, Dominique Cobbs. There goes Baker, but he's not good enough. Darnell Daniels, Troy Peralta, George Irving. He did look good. I saw his numbers. Oh, Chad Frost. Okay, now we're up here at 16. We didn't trade up. We stuck at 16. We could still find somebody that's good. This center is probably the guy that I take, unless Justin Barton is good. Is he gooder than the center? That's what I need to know. Probably not. He looks very good. He probably would fit really well. But this center, Roger Costanzo, oh my God, the elites on. Oh my God, I can't pass that up. That's too good. He's gooder than the corner, basically. Can't pass that up. That's very good numbers. 91 strength, 83 acceleration. We can flip him to guard. Flip. And he can play right guard if he's a higher overall than the guy that we already have there, Ingram. So I'm totally cool with that. Looks like a stud. Now we need to possibly get another linebacker. Do we try to go for linebacker again? We missed out on linebacker last year. Maybe this guy's worth it. Freddie Farmer. Love the name. He could be good. He's got 8 hit power. Intriguing. Max White. Not better than the other dude. I might take a risk and take this guy, Freddie Farmer. He's got great speed. He's got A awareness, A hit power, B zone coverage. He's a field general archetype. I'm going to grab him. And I miss out on another normal development linebacker. Man, I'm not hitting my linebackers in this rebuild. I'm missing out on my linebackers. Usually I do pretty well with the linebacker position. Not this year. Do I want to whiff on another receiver? Justin Burnley didn't do a pro day either? Oh, this dude's a rebel. I love this dude already. He's bad, presumably, because we're in the 3rd round and he's still here at round 1 to 2. But maybe he's here because he didn't do either combine or pro day, so nobody really knows how good he is. I got to take this dude. He is far too intriguing to not take. 92 speed, 87 acceleration, 93 jumping. He is normal development, but he's 6'4", 22 years old. And he didn't go to his combine or the pro day. That is crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody not go to their own pro day. Maybe Marvin Harrison. That's kind of wild. I'm very intrigued to see how he turns out. This will probably be the final pick that I do. I'll probably go offensive line here. Usually there's somebody sneaking around that's decent. It could be this center, Chris Fry. He could be bad, but he could also be decent. What about this guy? David Carmen. David Carmen. Not ideal. We have 95% on some of these defensive ends, so we should probably take one. Braxton Yancey. Love the name. Gonna grab ya. Normal development. That'll be the final pick. Man, the drafting god is not taking guys that he should be taking. But as long as we develop the guys that we already have, do we really need to hit in the draft that much? These guys are going to be good enough. These guys are going to be good enough. Let's see their overalls, though. We've got ourselves a 76 in Costanzo. Freddie Farmer's a 75. And Bernie's a 72. And then Yancey's a 70. So I didn't hit under a 60. Or under a 70, I mean. In the guys that I drafted. So I'll take that as a W. Sam Graham ends up being the best player in the class. That would have been pretty crazy if I would have traded up to get him, and I would have had the best player in the class 2 years in a row. But I didn't really need to. Plus, we don't really need a right tackle unless we want to move him to guard. But we already have the center to do that, so we don't really need that. Or we can move Bradbury to guard, I guess. Doesn't really matter who goes to play guard. Let's generate the best lineup here and see what we got. So, Costanzo is a better guard than he is a center. We know Bradbury's a 79 at guard. I might just start Costanzo at center. Or at guard, I mean. Over Ingram. Just get it out of the way. I really wish that McCarthy would have went up to freaking star development. That would have helped me out so much. Alright, we'll see how the new additions do. How Reed Blankenship does. How the new running back does. He's an X factor and he's super young. So we'll see how he does. Year 3 is about to be underway. I will catch you guys at the end of the year, and I'm hoping for some improvements, maybe even our first playoff appearance. Okay, so I was simulating the end of the season, and we got ourselves J.J. McCarthy breakout scenario, and he got it. He is now star development. I can't believe it. I'm super excited. This is exactly what we needed. I wish it would have happened last year, but it's exactly what we needed. So now JJ's star. I'm hoping that he will take this star and go from star to superstar with natural progression at the end of the season. We'll find out. But I had to bring you guys back in because J.J. McCarthy's now star development. We now have progression with our young quarterback. I promise you, I'm not making this up. I'm not rigging this in any way. I promise you, J.J. McCarthy has gone to superstar development in the same season. He just went from normal to star with a breakout. He's now gone from star to superstar in the same season with another breakout. I promise you, I am not rigging this in any way. This is just happening naturally with the Kansas City playbook. We are winning games, and J.J. McCarthy is finally, this should have happened last year, but it's happening now, and I can't believe it. Because now there is a real possibility that with natural progression, JJ could be an X factor in this season. There's the real possibility. It is a better than 0% chance that JJ McCarthy could end up with Superstar X Factor this season. That would be unbelievable. That would really speed up and fast track the progress here. I cannot believe that he is Superstar development the same season that he got star. It is unbelievable. After the craziest possible season that J.J. McCarthy could have had, he led us to a 12-5 record, and we finally made the playoffs. J.J. McCarthy is finally the guy. He also went back-to-back with the league lead in passing yards, almost the exact same stat line that he had last year, which is kind of crazy. But he now has the franchise quarterback, so why couldn't have this been last year when Justin Jefferson needed the franchise quarterback tag to get more money? JJ. But he had a fantastic season. He could legit, I talked about this when I cut back in the superstar development thing. He could legit win MVP this year and get Superstar X Factor. We could have a guy that goes from normal to Superstar X Factor in the exact same season. That is something that I have never had happen to me in any of my rebuilds. There has never been a time where I had a quarterback in one single season go from normal to X Factor. That's never happened to me. It would be a first-time thing for the channel. It would be unbelievable. The rookie or second-year running back, Dwight Reed, with the X Factor, he had 942 and 8 touchdowns. Hawkinson had 1,309 touchdowns. Jordan Addison killed it with the touchdowns. He must have been the favorite target. And then there's Justin Jefferson. Defensively, 108 tackles for Cashman, 107 for Willie Gay, 86 for Hendricks. Phillips had 18 tackles for loss, so Dallas Turner doesn't lead that. But he does lead tackle or sacks because he's just a stud. And then Mekhi Blackmon, 3 picks again this season. Love to see it. But J.J. McCarthy, he has led the Vikings to the playoffs in year number 3. Can we get it done? Beat Dallas. This is not an easy task, especially in Madden. This is not an easy task. By 3. By 3 we did it. We beat Dallas. We are on to the NFC divisional round against Seattle. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can we beat the Seattle Seahawks? No, we lose by 3 to Seattle. That's tough. That's tough. But hey, we already got there. Year number 3, we made the playoffs. We're looking promising, that is for sure. We are absolutely looking promising. Oh, man. Seattle does get to the Super Bowl against CJ and the Texans. Very interesting. So it's finally not the Packers. Who's going to get the job done? Is CJ going to get a championship in year 3? Well, year 4. No, he gets shut out. Seattle just shut out CJ Stroud and the Texans offense. That's crazy. This Seattle team's not like amazing or anything, but they just shut him out. Sam Howell is the MVP of the Super Bowl. Mahomes steals the MVP from JJ. That's unfortunate. Saquon and Josh Allen get defensive and offense player of the year. Steven Beasley, running back for the Browns, gets offensive rookie of the year. Dante Rhodes, middle linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks, gets rookie of the year for the defense. That's brutal. That is brutal that Mahomes stole it again. I think it's because he had more touchdowns. He had over 40, I think, and that's what held back JJ because he's not getting those touchdown numbers. If he would have had 40 touchdowns, he probably easily walks away with it, but he didn't. We have $50 million in available money. Except this freaked me out for a second. Jordan Addison accept his option. We now have to pay Christian Darrisaw and see how much more money it is. Okay. This year's not as bad as last year. That's good. Last year with having the contract of Justin Jefferson, that was pretty rough. But Christian Darrisaw we can easily lock up for a long while, and he's going to extend. Then we need to lock up. Honestly, I'm probably going to choose Ivan Pace. I know there's only a 1-year difference, but Ivan Pace has more interest. So I'm gonna bring Ivan Pace back. We're going to give him a decent 4-year contract, and we're going to give him $4 million across the board, and he's going to come back. $16 million available. Ed Ingram will bring back as a backup because he doesn't want a lot of money. So if I can get away with like 3.5 and 3.5, I'd be totally okay with that, and I can. So that leaves us with 9.9. And that 9.9 probably needs to be going towards Garrett Bradbury. So a 3-year deal, 3.5 and 3, and he's going to come back. That leaves us with $3.8 million. Harrison Phillips, I might try to trade. I know I don't have a replacement for him, and I could just franchise tag him again this season, but I don't know if that's a smart thing to do. So I'm probably just going to try to see what I can get for him. We might just try to see what I can get for him. So right off the bat, we can give Rome Odunze, but I don't think that's a smart thing to do because we don't need receivers, we need defensive tackles. So I need to replace him, even though I really kind of want Rome Odunze. I need to get a D-tackle to replace him because I don't know if I'm going to be able to draft one. So let's look in here for a D-tackle. I found one. Clayton Knight, Cincinnati. Cincinnati has no money. That's right. Them and Cleveland have no money. Cleveland. Well, I'll just go for James Kerr then. Denver has money at least. Trade offer accepted straight up. We just shipped off A veteran D tackle who needed a new contract, and we got an X Factor back in return. That's wild. So now we have 2.7. We should probably try to package up Brian Asamoah and Andrew Booth. Maybe see what we can get in return for those two guys. So let's go ahead and do that. Trade Finder. It says we need an outside linebacker, so maybe we can package them up and get an outside linebacker. So Brian Asamoah, and we just re-signed Ivan Pace, so we're looking pretty good there. We have a lot of middle linebackers, actually. Van Ginkel is a freaking 80 overall, 31 years old. Booth and Brian Asamoah, we can probably get nothing. Okay. Let's go for an outside linebacker. What can I get for these two guys? Let's see. There's got to be somebody. Ronnie Harrison's a left outside linebacker and an X Factor? When did this happen? Overshawn went up to star? That's cool. You don't even see him develop that much. Chop Robinson, I wish he was star. All the guys that I like are all on one-year deals. I can't do that because we wouldn't be able to pay him, so it'd just be a waste. I do love Tui Peloto, though. I might go for Boye Mafe. Christian Harris is an X Factor? My God. There's Grenard. He went up to star. Of course he did. I don't know where to go with this. There's not anybody that's like on a decent contract that I actually would like to get. And anybody that's on a one-year deal is not really worth it, I don't think. Even Chop Robinson, I think, would be kind of cool. Maybe we go for Chop. This would probably go through straight up. But Miami can't do it because they don't have any money. I didn't even notice that. Darn it! That probably would have went through straight up, too. Where do we even go now? How do we pivot to the next guy? It could be Aziz, but he's only got a one-year deal. I think it's going to be Tui. Or Tuli, excuse me. Tuli. Ravens have no money. God dang it, bro. I need to look at that. Because all the guys that I want are on teams that have no money. Boye Mafe has money. Or the Seahawks have money. I can't get Boye Mafe without giving up other stuff. I kind of just want a guy that has no strings attached. Nathaniel Watson. It's the Browns again. I didn't realize it was the Browns again. Oops, I didn't mean to take you out. Who was it again? It was Brian Asamoah. Oh, why does nobody have any money? Get some freaking cap space. You know what, BJ? Give me frickin' BJ Ojolari, I guess. I'll give up probably Blake Cashman, actually. Because we got these two guys that are probably going to be as good. So you can have a veteran linebacker and a young corner and a young linebacker. And then I'll give up, I don't freaking know, like a 4th round pick in 2028. Is that going to get the job done? It does. BJ Ojolari is now on the team. So we get a new X Factor D tackle and a new outside linebacker to pair alongside. And now it looks like Costanzo has jumped to #1 center, which I don't hate. We'll keep Ingram at guard, I guess. That's not a bad deal. Justin Reed's gone up to 77 overall, by the way. Defensively, we add in the linebacker, the defensive tackle, and then we add in BJ Ojolari, who can't start because he's too low of an overall. Okay, that doesn't make me too happy, but it'll have to work, I guess. The team's weird, but it's good. I think the team is a playoff team. Again. I do think the team is a playoff team again next year. We'll just have to see what we do in the draft. We will have to see what we do in the draft. Let's get to the draft and figure out what we're going to do. We probably need to focus on linebacker and maybe a corner. Linebacker and corner is probably the two biggest needs. I didn't see. Did JJ go up to X Factor? I didn't even notice it. I think I would have noticed it, right? I think he was only superstar still. I'm pretty sure. But now I don't remember. Manage roster, adjust the lineup. He still has superstar, right? He did it. In one single season, JJ McCarthy has X Factor. He goes from normal to X Factor in a single season. That has never happened in the entirety of the World of Juice channel. It is a first for us. That is crazy. JJ McCarthy. His numbers are good. Man. That's crazy. Never happened before in the entirety of the channel. In any rebuild I've ever done. I've never had a quarterback, or anybody really, go from normal to X Factor in the same season. And he just did it. Wow. JJ McCarthy is him. That's crazy. I don't like saying that, but it is true. All right, so there's a number 1 corner going, or there's a corner going number 1. We pick with number 28. That's not great. It's not ideal. It looks like it could be a deep corner class, or at least a good corner class. We need middle linebackers, or just linebackers in general. And we also could use an extra corner, but I think we're pretty good on corner. We have the 2 guys, so we're looking pretty solid. Number 1 pick in the draft is the Cardinals. They take Terrence Thomas. Let's just get to our pick. What's there on the board for us? A couple quarterbacks, some tackles, a free safety, a strong safety. Okay, so nothing too eye-popping right now. The best corner on the board is this guy, Aaron Bell. Who's this? Antoine Wheatley, 6'1", with good speed, A catching, press, and tackling, and possibly A zone coverage. It's at least a B because he's got zone as his archetype, so I bet he could make it to round 2. It's a risk, but I bet he could. Jawan Peters, not great speed. Oh, I'm back to this guy? I didn't mean to. I went to go to this because I wanted to look at you. Evan Norton has great speed. I'm grabbing Evan Norton. Hidden development. Finally didn't miss on a linebacker. That feels good. But now we need to hope that that Wheatley guy is available at 28 in the 2nd round. I don't know if he will be. There's a high possibility he's already gone. He's still here. I'm going to grab him. He has hidden development as well. Boom. Finally, the drafting god arrives. Finally. And then we go to the 3rd round. I might take a running back here because, as you may have noticed, we only have 1 running back on the roster. So I might need to grab a running back here. Who's the running back that we grab? Probably nobody that good, but I just need a body. Larry Alexander, 5'8". Our new Darren Sproles. Kyle Overstreet, 6'1" power back, 4'5" speed. A stiff arm, A trucking. You know what? That's good enough to get me. 90 speed, and he's got A stiff arm and A trucking. We need a body. I'll take it. And then I'm going to simulate the rest of the draft. Maybe they'll grab me somebody good. Maybe they won't. Who the F even knows? Okay. We got a big-time addition with that corner being development trait and with the other guy that being a development trait, the linebacker. 71, 71, 71. So they're not high overalls, but they have, well, the running back doesn't, but they all have, the other 2 have development traits. 80 overall quarterback, couple corners at the top. It's the usual rankings, how you would expect it to be. But we now enter year number 4 with JJ McCarthy. This could be our Super Bowl year. I know it may not look like it on paper, but the combination of all of our guys being X Factors, JJ McCarthy's an 84. The offensive line is good enough to get the job done. We have 3 great receivers. Our defense is good enough to win a Super Bowl. This is a championship level defense. You can get there. CJ Henderson will now play strong safety because I forgot to get one, I guess. I didn't realize we needed one. I guess Harrison Smith retired. I didn't even realize that. I could probably turn this guy into a safety because he's probably not going to get a lot of play time. The guy that we just drafted, Wheatley. Let me turn him into a strong safety, see if he goes up higher than what Henderson is. Because he's not going to get a lot of play time regardless. So let's see what he is. He is a 71. Okay. But he's going to get play time there, so I guess I can't be mad at it. Linebackers, hopefully they'll do good. We'll see what we do. We got the new addition at D-tackle. We got the new addition at no other position. I was going to say the running back. He's not a new addition. Neither is the D-tackle, I guess. But it's year number 4. I really do think this is a championship level team. If not this year, then definitely next year in year number 5. I really hope the Madden simulation does not screw me. Boys, I feel good. I feel good. Year number 4 is over, and we've made it as the number 1 seed in the entirety of the NFC. I can't actually believe it because we only won 12 games. The NFC must have been pretty slow this year, but the division was pretty good. 2 12-win teams and an 11-win team is pretty crazy. But we were at the top. We were the number 1 seed in the NFC this year, here in year number 4. J.J. McCarthy again at the top of the passing, but he finished his 2nd this year. He's not throwing a lot of touchdowns. He's in the 30 range, which is not bad, but I was just hoping he's never going to win an MVP with 30 touchdowns. Let's just be fair. He's never going to win MVP, but he is being very good. He's winning his games. I don't care if he wins MVP at this point. I just want the Super Bowl. So we've already got the X Factor. Doesn't matter. We need to win the Super Bowl now. Dwight Reed had a very good year. Addison and Hawkinson had good years. Jefferson was just 3 yards away from 1,000. That's kind of annoying. Justin Reed also had a pretty good year too. Love to see that. Defensively, 113. That's why we re-signed Ivan Pace. We gave him an opportunity, and he took it. Willie Gay had a good year again. He always does. Everybody had a pretty good year tackle-wise. Dallas Turner, again, leading the team in tackles for loss, 17. Bryce Huff had 15, 13 for Willie Gay. James Kerr had 13. Bryce Huff instead of Dallas Turner. 8 sacks for him. James Kerr had 6. Turner only 4.5. Little off. And Mekhi Becton again with 2 interceptions. This Viking playbook doesn't get a lot of interceptions. This is 4 years now with only like, I don't know, 5, 6 interceptions as a team. We've seen seasons and rebuilds where we have crazy interceptions. Some guy had like 7 or 8 at one point. It's time now. This is a tough ask. Divisional round against the Green Bay Packers. This is very difficult. We get it done by 3. What is it with us winning games in the playoff by 3? I'll take it, though. As long as we get the win, I don't care how many points. We can win by half a point. I don't care. As long as we get the win, it doesn't matter. But now we play the LA Rams. Yeah. 11-6 versus 12-5. NFC title game. We are going to jump in to try to get the job done. And I kind of want to play with J.J. McCarthy. It is the NFC Championship game. McCarthy and the Vikings versus the LA Rams. Yeah. Let's see what we can do. Only progression in this rebuild. 7 wins in year 1. 8 wins in year 2. Playoffs in year 3. And then obviously here in year 4, the NFC title game. So I'm liking the progression. And we lead 21-7. This could actually happen here. 21-14. The Rams are looking good. Let's get a little bit of action here. Let's get a little bit of action here in the red zone area. McCarthy under center. Little play action. Get him out on the run. And fire it in. Back of the end zone. Langford catch. Touchdown. That was a good throw. That felt really good. That felt really good. The Rams do score, but I think we should be able to hold them. It's a little dangerous here. We got it done. NFC champions, the Minnesota Vikings. We will play in the Super Bowl against the team later to be named. 253 and 4 touchdowns. Stafford's still the quarterback 4 years deep into this rebuild. That's kind of crazy. Didn't expect that. Usually he retires after the first year or the second year at the latest. But we make the Super Bowl. I don't know who we're playing. It hasn't been decided yet, but it is official. Let's get to it. Can we win a Super Bowl? Please. I do not want to go another year with this Vikings team. I think we could do it in year 5. We're playing the 9-win Ravens. This is our best chance. I know the Ravens are a very good team. Obviously, Lamar Jackson's really good. They got great receivers. They got a great defense. But we are the better team on paper. We are the better team on the field. And we've got the white Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I said it. Let's go get a Super Bowl for the city of Minnesota. The state of Minnesota. The city of Minneapolis and St. Paul. The Twin Cities. And let's go get one. Skull Vikings. Super Bowl for the Minnesota Vikings. I can't believe we're actually here. Let's make sure we make the most of this moment. Let's get it done. I know the Ravens are a good team, but they only won 9 games this year. So they're not as good as they could be. They had an off year, but I mean, they only won 9 games and they still made it to the Super Bowl, so that's still pretty impressive. 17-7. Just keep piling on the points. You can never have too many points, especially in Madden. You can never have too many points. 20-14. This is what I'm talking about here. They only got a field goal. That's huge. They got touchdown there, 24-20. We put it in, 27-24. And we got the ball back. That's huge. We got it done. 27-24. The Minnesota Vikings, led by J.J. McCarthy, are world champions. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. J.J. McCarthy developed into an amazing quarterback. I feel like out of every quarterback that we've rebuilt so far in this post-draft, these post-draft rebuilds, I think JJ's been the best quarterback, which is crazy to say, and it hurts my heart to say. I might have some like acid reflux because I just said that. But I'm pretty sure that no other quarterback got to X Factor. I think the highest was Caleb Williams got to Superstar, but I think Drake May and Michael Penix and Jaden Daniels, actually, I think they all stayed at star, if I'm not mistaken. Caleb might have stayed at star too, but J.J. McCarthy, why was he creeping that? That was a creepy look that he had on that trophy. But J.J. McCarthy, I hate to say it, but he might have had the best rebuild of the entirety of this little post-draft rebuild series we've been doing. He definitely has a great receiving core, which helps. Although Drake May had Marvin Harrison, so I mean... That is awesome. That is really, really awesome. We finally got it done. Let's take a look at the recap so we can see who won Super Bowl MVP and all the good stuff. So we had ourselves Bryce Huff. He must have had a forced fumble or something. He got Super Bowl MVP. Dak wins another league MVP. Saquon and Josh Allen been killing it. He gets another Defensive Player of the Year. Saquon gets Offensive Player of the Year. Quarterback for the Dolphins, Nick Zimmerman, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Caleb Jennings for the Colts gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. But we got it done. I don't care. We got it done. It happened. We are world champions. I'm so, so happy. JJ went up to a 91 overall. Changing to the Chiefs playbook was really where we skyrocketed. It was such a big improvement. The offense line really helped us out because all we had to do was really draft Costanzo and add Cesar Ruiz. The rest of the offensive line was already finished. TJ Hawkinson's a stud. We just put him in the Chiefs playbook. He became an even bigger stud. Jordan Addison's already a stud. He was already here. Justin Jefferson obviously was already here. We made the trade for Reed when we traded Aaron Jones, so that was a big move. Justin Reed was an auto-drafted pick that we got from the CPU that helped us out. And then on defense, we had really no amazing linebackers. We brought in Willie Gay, who was really big a piece. Blankenship having superstar development when we traded for him, and that was really good. Kerr, Superstar X Factor, was amazing. Malachi Blackman is the hero of the video, I think. Without Malachi Blackman, I think this defense takes a little bit longer to go. But having him be so good at the start was a real big improvement. Now he's a superstar development player. I love Malachi Blackman. I might be adding Malachi Blackman to the list of players that I try to get as often as possible because I really do think Malachi Blackman is a good player in Madden. How he's going to be in real life, who knows? But in Madden, very good player. Hendricks was amazing. Dallas Turner ended up being really, really solid. This Wheatley dude, who was like a 71 overall when we threw him to strong safety, ends up being a superstar development player at now 77. So I'd say that worked. That experiment worked. Yeah, very awesome. Very, very awesome. This Dwight Reed dude's going to be a fantastic running back. He's a problem. Obviously, Justin Reed kind of in the shadow of the two amazing receivers, but still a very solid receiver. He's a number 2 receiver on most teams. Then you've got freaking Roger Costanzo, who's a stud. We knew he was going to be a stud when we drafted him. And then you go over to the defensive side of things. We got this guy in the trade, James Kerr, when we traded away Harrison Phillips. It seems like it worked. The trade away Harrison Phillips, that seemed to work because we got a championship. And then this man right here, Landry Hendricks, is a stud. We knew he was going to be a stud when we drafted him. That was just simple. I mean, he was a top 5 pick for a reason. And then the maybe the biggest surprise is this man right here, Antoine Wheatley. Didn't really think much of him. 71 overall. We threw him at strong safety to see what would happen, and I guess good things would happen. The drafting god lives on, and that is going to do it for the Vikings rebuild. We've only got one more after this, which is the Denver Broncos with Bo Nix, so we'll see how that turns out. But if you enjoyed this one, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.